2.
Okay, now we're going to continue with the muscles of the chest, back, and posterior neck. First, pectoralis major. Pectoralis major originates on the clavicle, the sternum, and ribs 1 through 7. It inserts on the crest of the greater tubercle of the humerus. Action, it adducts, flexes, and medially rotates the arm. And we can see how that will happen. So here's origin. Insertion, we can't see, but it's going to be on the greater tubercle. So when this muscle tenses, it will bring the arm closer to the body, adduct, flex the arm, flex, and medially rotate. So, arm in here. It's pectoralis major. Pectoralis minor originates on ribs 3 through 5, inserts on the coracoid process of the scapula, and the action depresses the scapula and elevates ribs 3 through 5. So on the other side, we see ribs 3 through 5, and under here, can we take him off?
Yeah.
There we go. Coracoid process of the scapula. So when this contracts, it will depress the scapula or elevate the ribs. Next we have serratus anterior. Serratus anterior is a very interesting muscle. It originates on ribs 1 through 8, sometimes 9. It inserts on the vertebral border of the scapula. And the action is it abducts the scapula. And these muscle fibers are shown here. And here.
Okay.
And it's very interesting. Maybe we can see it better on this model too. Not really.
Would it be underneath the trapezius?
Yeah, maybe a little bit here. But what I wanted to, we can't see it here because it's underneath the scapula, basically, on the medial or the vertebral border. So it's on the anterior part of the scapula. The anterior surface of the scapula on the medial border. And if this muscle, if the innervation of this muscle is cut, then a phenomenon happens called winged scapula, which means the scapula no longer attaches or is held to the rib cage, but if you did a push-up against the wall, the scapula would like fly out like a chicken wing. It's very interesting. But to recognize the serratus anterior, you're looking for muscles that weave in, but they're coming here laterally and obliquely down, and they're holding the scapula basically to, beautiful. There we go. There we go. That's a beautiful example of the serratus. Sorry, I should use my little pointer. All right, let's keep going.
Okay.
So next. External intercostals and internal intercostals. External intercostals originate on the inferior margins of ribs 1 through 11. Insert on the superior margins of ribs 2 through 12. So they're covering one intercostal space. And what they do is they elevate the ribs. So, not a good way to look at them there.
Would they be right here, doctor? Or is that the last muscle group?
You really can't, they're really, if you look at these light lines in here, right, it's giving you an idea of the external intercostals, but they are going to elevate the ribs when they contract because they're pulling the ribs together, and the ribs are like a bucket handle that will move and elevate. We can get a little idea of them here. If you imagine on the other side of the rib, these muscles contracting. But here we have the internal intercostals. So let me tell you about those.